Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John and Jenna with Flippin' Ain't Easy, and today we want to talk to you about something that's maybe a little taboo. Maybe a lot of you agree or disagree. I don't know. I'd like to think that you would agree, but the question at hand is haggling at yard sales, flea markets, estate sales, I guess, is that taboo? Should we just buy the price that the buyer or the seller is giving us, or the price that is marked, and then just live with it and make the best out of whatever we're able to find? Or is it okay to try to get the very best deal, whether it's for that single item or whether you're just trying to bundle like a bunch of different items? So to help answer that question, I have a very good friend from Cleveland, Ohio. His name is Roman, but many of you know him in the chat as Anytime Picker. And welcome to the program, my friend.
Yay!
Yeah, what's going on, everyone? Well,
Hi.
appreciate John and Jenna inviting me, and it really means a lot to me, actually, that I'm on this particular live, guys, because I love this live very much. A lot of truth coming out from this live all the time, a lot of great points. So I'm gonna try to kind of answer some of the questions, since I'm not that familiar with reselling.
So
I'm not reseller, guys, but still I'm gonna try to answer something.
just to warn you, though, you're used to the 3 or 4 hour lives. This is only going to be 2 hours max.
Guys, if you don't know me, I do my own lives on Saturday nights. Hopefully I'll do consistently. I don't know yet. We'll see how that's gonna go. If someone will try to roast me in the future and get me out. But,
his title is the most unprofessional live stream ever in
history.
You got to check it out. It's on Saturdays, and it's a good fun time. He has guests on as well. So what I'd like to get out of this more than anything else, other than answering the question that I posed in the title, is he's at 900 subscribers, and he works his tail off, and I want you guys to help get Roman over the 1,000 subscriber threshold.
Yeah,
so
we need to get this guy,
so
up to where he belongs.
Yeah. So
guys, I appreciate it very much, everyone. If you subscribe, my content is usually not that helpful. I can tell you that. I never lie, guys. It's usually it contains a lot of humor, a lot of kind of ways of how not to properly do things if you are full-time reseller, especially. And I'm not trying to kind of fool anyone. It's just my personality is the way where something serious, I always try to make it not serious. So that's like in my personality, guys. So please, don't mind any of the unusual videos if you're ever gonna watch any on my channel that are kind of misleading.
If you come across any foot fetish video, just go to the next one.
Yeah, just watch John and Jenna.
So before we get to the question at hand, I want just to let everyone get to know who you are. How did you start reselling? And tell us more about, what you sell, how you sell it, and pretty much your channel.
Yeah, I actually started part-time like way back in 2001, and originally I was always concentrating on reselling and buying only computer parts, and that was only the thing that I actually am very familiar with, since I used to build computers a lot and repaired computers, laptops, currently even tablets. And at the time it was very there was a lot of money in the computer parts. It was very profitable. So me and my friend, way back in the day, it's kind of in 2001, we bought some we went to different computer companies that used to exist in Cleveland area way before, and we used to buy like a bunch of non-working computer parts, and then we would go to flea markets and like every weekend and sell it there. And eventually, when I got used to eBay in the beginning, I kind of was not, I didn't want to sell on eBay in the beginning. So I liked flea markets more, to bring stuff to flea market or like indoor type of setting where I would set up a table and just put stuff on a table for people to buy it right away and pay cash. And back in the day, it was credit card where we actually had to not swipe them, but it used to be like a copy machine for a credit card. We would like kind of make a copy of the card and then have to call in like with checks and call the company to get it approved. So it was way back in the day, if you guys remember it. So after that, I got used to eBay a little bit and started listing some of it on eBay. And then eventually it was selling. And I kind of tried to more to switch to other like products along the way. And then I was learning about different electronics and other products because I'm an everything seller except like clothing, which is kind of one of my least favorite things. And then I kind of went to other platforms already: Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, a little bit Etsy, Bonanza, and I was approved on Whatnot. Didn't do a show on it yet. Don't have inventory for it, and kind of trying to kind of. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. Maybe my wife will do it. And also District. My background is mostly computers and technology, hard drives, and I do data recovery also. So it's like something that I'm very familiar with. And sometimes I will buy out like certain like companies that have a lot of computer parts that are untested. I'll buy them and I will test them, and some of them I will list for parts. Some working ones I list as used, or like if there are some new ones as new. So basically, mostly, I kind of try to lean more to computer stuff, and I sell on two different eBay accounts, guys. So it's gonna be surprising to you, but I do sell. I have two different eBay selling accounts. So I sell everything on one account, and mostly computer stuff on another account. So
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome.
and on Amazon, and on Amazon too.
Amazon. Well, so you've been on the other side of this conversation, and the conversation is haggling at yard sales, flea markets, even estate sales. Is that really frowned upon in the community, or is it maybe people who are collectors who don't resell, or just haters, right? That just don't like the fact that, wow, how did you get that for $5? I never see it that low. So you've been on the other side of the coin. So as a vendor at, say, a flea market, what is your thoughts on doing that, on someone who comes in and wants to drive the price down and get the best deal?
Well, my opinion on that, I already kind of a little bit discussed it on my Saturdays, on our Saturday live with Lisa and Keith. So basically, I would say, in my opinion, like if you're selling as a vendor at a flea market, especially where you are also kind of a reseller, so you know how much approximately the stuff sells for. So if someone comes along like a reseller and tries to buy something from me, like an set price, that like if it's gonna be a bunch of things, like if it's only one thing or two things, I will not try to kind of, if they give me certain amount, like if they give me a price they want to pay, most likely I will not do that. But if they're gonna buy a bunch of things, like if there's gonna be a bunch of stuff, like I don't know, 20, 40, 100 items, then yes, I will negotiate the price to make kind of a room for that reseller to make certain amount of money and profit on a product. So that was not an issue also in the past when I did flea markets. It was not a problem at all. People would understand that everyone is trying to make money. So I would, like I said, if it's only one thing, yes, I would not go like down in price that much. So it has to be like, bunch of, not bunch of, but like quantity of things for me personally. Like I cannot say for like other people how they do the business at garage sales or estate sales or like flea markets or any other like church sales. It's up to them. But like in my opinion, what I always said before, if the seller at the garage sale, for example, has a price on certain things that he doesn't like. If he doesn't know the price, for example, and he doesn't want to look it up, and he just if you want to buy it as a buyer, as a reseller, and you kind of wait for that seller to give you his price, because sometimes sellers will give you their price first, and
Mhm.
then you can kind of counter offer with another price. So in my opinion, if that seller gives you the price first, and that price is going to be like good in terms of for you to make money and profit, why not accept it and just pay him with that price? You don't have to
Right.
I mean, you can even haggle down a little bit if you want to. But in my opinion, if it's something that you, for example, if you're gonna pay like $200 for something that you know will sell for around $2,500, there's no point of even haggling there.
I just find it disrespectful at a point. You know, if they're giving you a price that they're comfortable with, but if you can, it's kind of like feeling them out. I mean, you feel them out to and their demeanor, you know, everything kind of comes into play when it comes to negotiating, I think. I mean, there's a time and a place for it. And I just feel like some people want too much money for their stuff. And you just kind of have to bring them back down to reality.
Well, people want too much money for their stuff because they look it up. They say, well, that's selling for $30 on eBay, so I'm going to try to get 25. You know, and then my thought is, well, what's your return policy? You know,
Exactly.
the other side of the coin, you win at reselling. I don't care what you do and how you sell it afterwards. The lower you can get an item for, the more options it opens up for you to move that item. So you have an item that someone wants $5 for, and you see that the comps show about $20. Well, I guess that's okay, but it's even better if you can get it for two. And you know, if their initial price at the yard sales 5, okay, they're not willing to come down. It's a lot to come down. Ask them to come down 60%, but then you can go in and say, okay, I'm going to put this aside. Would you give me a deal if I buy a lot of things? If I buy, you know, multiple items, can I get a discount? And you'll be surprised how far someone will come down on the per cost price. If I build a pile of items, and you say, well, how much for all this at the yard sale? They might come back and say, well, $40. And you're looking at it, you have like 20 items there. You're like, okay. And so you take it to your car and you're kind of cost averaging it out in your head. And it's like, this is like $2 a piece. Mm-hmm. So it worked out, right? And I do that all the time. And the bottom line, in my opinion, is, did you pay for it? Did the person that took the money hold their hand out as you gave them the money, or they're like, no, I don't want to sell it at that price? And otherwise, if that they didn't willingly take your money, then that means you stole the item, which is something we don't condone. I've never, I don't think anyone here has stolen an item at a yard sale. I think I've seen videos where people have been accused of it, but as long as they're taking your money, then it's, you know what? Who knows what their motivation is? They might be trying to just, look, please help me clear out my garage. I need to clear it out because I'm going to put woodworking stuff in here or whatever. And these boxes are keeping me from doing that. That's a win-win. And that you don't understand that it's not always about what someone makes at a yard sale as a seller. It's also maybe what you're doing to help them out, you know?
Right. And also another thing is that some of the garage sales where sellers at a garage sales, they're just trying to get rid of their stuff. They're not trying to, profit off of it. So they will give you, some of the prices will be really cheap sometimes. Yeah. So sometimes you kind of think about it, and you will see certain things that are really price cheap. But for you as a reseller, it's much even better. You don't even need to haggle with a seller anymore because the prices are so cheap. But in other instances, yes, there is like some garage sales, especially nowadays, with, like people say, bad economy, is that people at most garage sales, even most likely this summer, that there are going to be garage sales where people will try to sell some of the stuff for higher amounts. But some people who need money, in my opinion, and currently a lot of people need money,
Yeah.
they will try to just get rid of stuff. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be a great time, in my opinion, to go to garage sales, church sales, because I think everything's gonna be really cheap.
Right, I agree. This is going to be a good time to get deals when people really need the money,
Yeah.
and they might have something that maybe they wanted 20 for, but no one's biting at that price. Well, you come back and say, hey, especially if you get there later in the morning where people have already had a chance to look through their stuff.
Yeah.
The day's winding down and they haven't sold that item. Someone comes and says, hey, would you take 10? They're like, yeah, I guess I could take 10, right? But I as an example though, because you're saying that there's a point where it's kind of disrespectful, but I'll just give you an example. I went to this yard sale. I've been to this guy's yard sale before. He had a huge tub of sunglasses. All right, a huge tub. I mean, my only guess was like 200 to 300 pairs. Turns out there's 500 pairs. I didn't know because they're all like intertwined with each other. Reading glasses, sunglasses. All these glasses were pulled out of I guess repo cars.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how much for the glasses? And he's like, well, 50 cents a piece. Now that most people hear it said, that's reasonable, right? One, I ain't untangling all that mess here. Okay. I got things to do. I can't go and rifle through these glasses. Number two, I would rather just say, let's throw out a number. How much for it all? Mm-hmm. And I ended up getting the whole tub for $40 and got it home. I've already made about 400 and some odd dollars so far, and I just listed a pair of $300 John Varvatos sunglasses that were in pristine. I don't know how.
I don't know how, because honestly, this box of all these sunglasses and reading glasses were literally a jumble F. Okay, it was. They were. Some of them were just you couldn't get them pried apart from each other. It was ridiculous.
A lot of scratching on the lenses, on the frames. But I'm looking at this pair of John Varvatos, and there's not even a comp anywhere that's been sold on the last 2 years on eBay, except I'm looking at the manufacturer's website. It's $300. Yeah. So I have it priced for $149. But these, I'm looking for any scratch I can on the lens or on the frames. I can't find a thing. So I'm like, pretty happy with that. But I've already 10x'd my money, and I still have, I'd say 20 pairs of decent brands that I haven't even bothered to even look up yet. I've looked up some. I put some in the pile that I'm not going to bother with. I'll lot them up again if I need to. But
we already sold those Louis Vuittons.
Louis Vuittons. I had them for $150.
The Louis Vuittons already sold.
I'm at it for $150 on eBay, and someone hit me up on Saturday night, said, hey, would you take 100? And knowing the condition that they're in, they had the two pretty good scratches on the left lens, and I have it clearly marked. I have like 3 different photos of just that area of the lens. So, and I have, please read the description in the title. So there's no way they didn't know.
They don't read.
Well, come on.
Nobody reads, man.
Yeah.
You know what? They sent it back. It only was not even $8, so $6 to ship it in a small Ground Advantage box, and I'll put it back up if they balk about it. So no big deal. Like I've always said, the money ain't yours until after the 30-day period after they've received it, right? Mm-hmm. So I know I have a buyer for it. Just make sure that they never contact me again. And after 30 days, it's smooth sailing. So that's kind of the name of the game, though. And guess what? There's times you're going to lose. You're going to think I'm getting a good deal on this whole lot of whatever. And wow, I really got that. I really got over on that guy. And then you get home and you're like, why the hell did I buy all this crap? Right. So it works both ways. And I'm sure that people can, give their stories in the chat, but or comment down below if you're watching after the fact. Did you think at some point you were buying some items and you really lowballed the hell out of that seller, and you got home and you're like, this ain't worth what I thought it was, right? Have you ever had that happen to you?
It's kind of, it happens like mostly at garage sales, because like that's the only place, in my opinion, where I would feel that way most likely, because sometimes I will tell you the truth, guys. If it's like I don't know why it is, but there are like certain like if I go to a garage sale and there are gonna be like older couples there doing a garage sale and they have something priced really cheap, I have a bet like that's like my kind of weakness is that I will pay more for
Mhm.
things. Like I will just I don't
You're
know, but it's me, guys. You don't have to do it. Don't take my advice.
charged.
Disclaimer, guys. Disclaimer. It's just sometimes they will have some kind of cameras that I like to buy, or like camcorders, or like even DVD VCR combos sometimes, and they will have a price like I've seen it last summer, like $2, $1, and I would give them five, instead. It's just, but it's only
It's
for some reason with the older
Not that
couple.
nice.
I'm a nice guy. Look, I'm a nice guy. I'm very respectful, and I drive a conversation at the yard sale with some of these people. But if they come and say, I just want $2, okay, sounds good, And look,
No,
here's the
man,
thing.
that's what I'm saying. It's up like for each person. It's the way they how they like to do their business. And I
Yeah.
always said it before. Like I know it's incorrect actually. If you want to make profit, and that's the right way to do it, you know that if something is already priced, even at a garage sale, when you have a sticker on all products as a garage sale, then pay that price. I mean, but if
Yeah,
there are no prices on or no stickers, sometimes people will just say like, how much would you give me? You guys probably heard it before. And knowing how much you can sell it for, you can give them like a very low price, like $1. I usually kind of joke around about it all the time at a garage sale. I'll say like $1. And then they gonna sometimes I get certain like views, like someone will look at me like strangely, being like a cheap ass.
that's the most uncomfortable place to be is when like, oh, I don't know, give me a price. I absolutely don't like that at all because you don't have any idea. They're thinking a number. That seller has a number in their mind, right? So if you lowball that number, it probably won't go too well for the rest of the sale, right? Because they're thinking, oh, this guy, right? So you got to find a way to get them to give the first number, and
But
maybe
actually, what's interesting, guys? I was thinking about it today, also at the same time. If we talked with John a little bit before we went live about certain channels trying to kind of roast resellers about being cheap, and always there is like instantly something comes to my mind about Goodwill Beans. Like you go to Goodwill Beans, you're paying by the pound, they're charging you basically nothing. You can find anything in there, even like stuff that sells for over $300, $400 sometimes. And you're not gonna go into their like cash register or their like where you get like where you pay them in the end, and you tell them I want to pay more for that.
Yeah.
right.
It's like you buy. It's like why doesn't Goodwill Beans do what like other people at garage sales? Like, would you be like a great reseller and tell people like at the register at Goodwill Beans, guys, I feel like I'm not paying you enough. I want to pay you more.
And you know what? This is the thing about business. I think people tend to allow their feelings to get in the way. Like, wow, I really feel bad that I bought this for $2 when I can sell it for 100, right? Why feel bad? Again,
That person selling it was
Yeah.
comfortable
Yeah.
with selling it to you for $2. So why should anybody feel bad for that?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
I was always taught, you know what? You should always ask because what's the worst that's going to happen? They
Yeah.
can always say no.
We
And if
walked
they-
away remember when that woman, we were in that neighborhood up in Centennial Hills, and I'll never forget it. I waited in the car, and he's like, I'm going to just ask her how much she wants for her shoes. He goes up there and he negotiates with her. She tells him a price, and then he comes back and tries to get her lower because she's selling them for eBay prices.
Mhm.
And he and the guy or the lady goes, she gives another price, and he's like, no, I can't pay that much for used shoes. And so he ended up walking away.
Yeah, you walk away, and you know what? You know what? Hopefully, good on her for holding her ground. Maybe she can sell them, but chances are that she's going to be having those shoes sitting out at noon, and she's planning on only doing this till 1 o'clock. And now someone's going to roll up, hopefully at 12:30, and she's going to give them the same deal I was trying to give her, right? Just because she doesn't want those shoes anymore. Right. Or guess what? She's going to have to pack those things up, put them in her garage or wherever the heck they came from, and try this again another time until she finds what I've always called the unicorn buyer, who is absolutely has to have that item and they're willing to pay up for it. So and so there's a lot of people that will look at me and go, well, you know what, you're just rude. You're rude. You are inconsiderate. You are you make other resellers look bad because I don't know why. I mean, I can't justify why they're thinking that way, but they're allowing their feelings to get in the way of doing this job. And you hear a lot of people saying, look, I'm just not good at negotiating. You should get good. You should find ways to get good. Maybe if that's the leak in your game, I think there's a lot of leaks that people have. I think every reseller has a leak, and many have multiple leaks, whether it's how they treat their time, whether it's how they handle their listing practices within the time frame that they have, or in the subject we're talking about right now, they're paying too much for the stuff that they're trying to resell, and they totally get frustrated when they can't sell their item. They're not running markdown sales. They're not running coupons. They're not doing a lot of the things that other sellers can do because that would leave them not enough room to make money. So they're feeling good at the yard sale because they're really nice and paying extra and not haggling, right? They feel good about, I wasn't a jerk. I don't feel like I'm a jerk when I do it, but then when they can't sell it and they can't give the same price they see other people giving, then they feel a certain kind of way as well. So I don't know, it all kind of circles back, but I just thought it was a good topic to at least bring up because you were pretty passionate about that, the idea that people would not only get upset about, people who haggle at yard sales and all that, but people who take the time to really go out and make videos and attack other people.
I actually wanted to mention something also. Sometimes at the garage sales, when you go to any garage sale, there are going to be people there that will not even, you will actually see right away in their face that they're not going to haggle with you. Right away. You just try to, even when you try to lower the price by say $1, they will say no. And you can tell right away from their face, they're not going to negotiate.
Right.
At all. They're going to be firm. And I've seen it before many times where they're going to be firm.
Yeah, it's kind of like reading a room. You're reading their behavior. You're reading, how are they going to react or respond to a number that you give. So
yeah, and then the ones that say, "Well, look it up. It sells for $30 online."
Or how about the ones that print out the eBay listings and then put it by the item? We saw a lot of those when we were in Cincinnati. I thought that was hysterical.
Yeah, in Cleveland, same way. There's people I've seen it mostly right now. Last year at the garage sales with people newer generation. Most of them had printouts of stuff from Amazon, eBay. They already kind of learned the system by watching YouTube, by learning stuff. So they already have a lot of knowledge. So they print out the prices and those put them next to the certain brand new products, like brand new electronics or brand new Legos or games or even clothing. So they kind of, they already learned the system, and you basically look at it and they kind of don't want to negotiate much. But if you run into I would say there are generational gap in my opinion, where there's older people who still kind of didn't learn a lot of don't watch much of YouTube, or just kind of don't try to look stuff up anywhere. They just sometimes don't even price certain things at garage sales, and they just go by kind of the price that the buyer will offer, and I've run into that also. So it's kind of different. It depends, and it depends on where the sales are at, which city, and states. It's all different in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, hopefully that puts it out there, and we want to know your thoughts in the comments if you're watching this after the fact, or in the chat if you're with us, and we'll kind of see what you guys think. So let's see who we have with us today. Some of the early folks. We got Beard, who's been reading a book. He's reading all kinds of stuff. So he's trying to get better at negotiating. David Pentland's with us. Says, hey, folks, monsoon in Scotland.
Oh.
I don't say in the UK we were fighting for sovereignty here in Scotland. Well, you guys have been fighting for a long time, from what I remember. We've got Andy Reno says, is Andy's in the house? Indiana's in the house, that is. And then somehow you commented, hello, everyone.
Yeah, I said Tommy Bernard is the owner of Tesla.
Biscuit Butt says, oh boy, this should be a doozy. Hey, FAA fam, John, Jenna, and Roman.
Yes.
That's Archie there. And then Duncan says, new thing, now I don't have to hit the like for a sale. I get 5 sales when I see the show notification. Too many sales, too hard to do it.
Boy, I wish that
nice.
we were you. Gosh.
Oh, man, that must
He's
be nice.
He's killing it. He is killing it.
Let's see. You got Brenda Smith says, happy Monday. Hope you're feeling better. Yes.
Yes, I'm feeling better. Are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine. I'm
okay.
feeling fine. And then Guy Grew says, what up, flipping fam? Thanks for being here. Awesome. Thanks for being here. We got Duncan says, anytime Picker Roman takes 2 months to finally read my messages on his own show. LOL.
Yeah, actually, I finally got caught up to you, Duncan. And it took me a couple months, man, but still. And you see, it would not take me a year at least. So it was faster than I thought.
I'm behind on my comments. You should watch his live on Saturday. Joe Samard says, good afternoon. Finally, no wind and rain here.
Oh, good.
And then we found Kevin. He's still in Lakeland, Florida. Thanks for being here, Kevin.
Goodness.
Stephen J 78 says, strong sales this past week and weekend. Hope good sales make for a happy wife. Whew.
Woo.
Let's see. Jovial says, hey, FA fam, no, I didn't make this one up. Happy National Fort Day. We know that's not.
Seriously?
But is there a jar involved? That's what I want to know.
Oh, my God.
Duncan says, Roman, are you going to send John $5 super chat so he can afford to buy a Macca's cheeseburger for Jenna?
No.
Macca's, yeah, no problem, man. only, it's gonna be less. We're gonna haggle on the price.
Yeah.
How about $3? Will you do $3?
We're gonna do $2.50.
You know what Macca's is, right?
McDonald's in Australia.
That's what they call McDonald's in Australia.
Yeah.
Bama J Bird Resell. Josh says, what's up, friends?
Hey,
Thanks for being here.
Josh.
Rhiannon says, happy Monday, beautiful J&J in chat. Hope everyone is doing great.
Hey, Rhiannon.
And yeah, thanks for being here.
Josh.
And we got Josh Galt is here. Josh is going nuts right now.
He's a frazzled mess.
He's going nuts. He's got a problem that a lot of people wish that they had in reselling. I'll just say that.
Yeah. But he's alive and well.
Yeah.
Don't worry, everybody. He's doing good.
Yeah. Gail Carlson says, hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Yes, thanks for being here.
Happy Monday.
A lot of rain and cold and more rain and more cold, and I'm good with it.
We are just getting slammed with rain. So
yeah, we like it.
I mean, I don't mind it at all.
We got Victor Wawiorka says, hey, gang.
Hey,
Victor's here. And we got Henri Squaw. Howdy sales are happening, but low ASP. Yeah, I'm getting kind of all over the place, but we had, 20-ish items for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
I don't know. We had them on all platforms. So that was really nice. But, it makes for a lot of shipping, of course, for me. But I'm not complaining.
Christine's got to know about this, Josh. Candida is a fungal infection. Josh Galt, do you have a yeast infection? Weird way to tell everyone. I guess he put that he's from Candida.
Candida.
Yeah, Candida.
Yeah.
There we go, Candidia.
Oh.
We got Ping G in the house. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Ping.
And Biscuit says, tell Roman to stop yapping in the back room. Let's get this show on the road.
You see, that's what happens, guys. Unfortunately, if you don't know much about me and Biscuit Butt, as you guys know, Archie is a famous YouTuber. So currently he is kind of retired partially because
Yeah.
after making one video per year, he is
Yeah.
getting too tired to become to keep making videos, guys, because he's already famous without
Yeah.
making videos. So
He's
there
a
you go.
fan. He's a super fan. We got Larry Todd's in the house. His haggling is my third favorite thing in the world.
Third favorite.
Yeah.
I don't even want to guess what the number 1 and 2 is.
It has to involve hands, though, right? I don't know.
I guess you could.
We got Maya in the house. Sales are great this weekend and today. We have Paul Rose says hi, John, Jen, and FAE clan. Thanks for being here.
Hey, Paul.
We got Kim Sharp says happy Monday, everyone listening and listening. We have Joy Goodnow says hello, everyone. A lot of the same folks. I love it. You guys are here like constantly,
I love
consistently. I love it. Bearded PokeTuber, who's that good-looking Slavic dude?
Matt, I'm already taken, man. We cannot date. Archie is gonna get jealous, man. He's gonna travel to where you are, man, and beat you up.
Taboo? I don't think so. I agree with you on that. You know, taboo is like saying, "Hey, look at that over there," and then the guy at the yard sale is selling. It's like, "Where?" And then you take something and run off to your car. That's taboo, right? That's theft. Yeah. Maya says, I don't think it's necessarily wrong to haggle, but I hate haggling, so that's why I don't have garage sales. It would just stress me out.
Yeah, I let John do all of the haggling. I am not a haggler.
But see, here's the thing. My motivation when I do a yard sale, look, if it was good enough to be put up on eBay, I'd have it on eBay, right? So for me, it's like, this is the stuff that I really don't want. So I'll put like I'll price it to sell. So I have like a bunch of like liquidation stuff that I'll put in different bins. Here's my $2 bin. Here's my dollar bin. Yeah. And then we get to about 11:30 and I'm trying to wrap this up by 1. It's time to get the bags out. Okay. $5, fill the bag, $5. And then they fill up the bag. And guess what? I've achieved my goal. And guess, you may not think that you've made much, like, oh, your time is worth more than that. And then you start counting this like cash and it's like, wow, I didn't think I made $300 this morning, and for a lot of people, it's more than that. Yeah. So that's kind of how I approach yard sales. We have them once a year here in this community, and we're getting very close to, I think, April is when we're having the yard sale, and we already have 2 solid bins worth of stuff that I'm going to put out, and we're going to put some more stuff out between now and then that we're just going to put out. And if it's $1, $2, we have some shoes, we have some dolls that are brand, like all kinds of things that are new in the box, and we're not going to try to get top dollar for it. If a reseller wants to put that stuff up on Mercari and deal with it, then hey, more power to them on that. Let's see. Jackie Bleckner says hi, all. Haven't caught a live in a while. Well, thank you. You're here. That's
hi,
all that
Jackie.
matters. And we have Esther says hi, Jen, and hi, John.
Hi.
I got Jane Adams says Roman Russian. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio too. Can you help me eBay store?
Yeah, no problem.
Jane needs your.
It's kind of a weird spelling of everything, but
yeah. I think she's trying to get some one-on-one coaching from me.
Yeah, we can also learn some Russian if you would like. I think it's gonna take me probably 10 minutes before I'm gonna jump out after trying to teach someone Russian.
We got Bama Jaybird says hi, John and Jenna. I love haggling.
Yes.
And Rhiannon loves your accent.
Yeah.
10 to 10. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. Let's see. And it's even better when you have them like say certain lines for movies, like Rounders, Teddy KGB, like send that man his money and all that stuff.
He made him do that.
Actually, sorry guys, I want to tell you something. It's funny how it is sometimes when you haggle here in the United States, for example, and then if you go to Russia, for example, like I would not even say all other former countries of the Soviet Union, because I don't think it's like gonna be different much. But just for example, if you go to Russian Federation and go to any flea market and try to haggle there, that's gonna be a major difference if you haggle here and there. And it's just hard to explain how it is compared. But people there, they actually much more complicated to haggle with. So it's gonna take you very, very long time to do it with just one seller compared to here. Like if you go to a flea market here, you can try to haggle with someone like say something is worth, like something is like cost $20, and you try to like say I want to pay like say 15 for it. So they will kind of, you know, may agree to that. But in Russia, if you go to flea market and there's something that say it's like say 20 rubles, for example, and you're trying to pay 15, there is no freaking way. You're gonna spend almost an hour to try to negotiate down the price, and it's probably not gonna work because of how the personality is different in
Yeah.
terms of resellers there and resellers or like sellers at flea markets here. It's a very big difference. It's sometimes people even start fighting, you know, because of how they respond to certain
Yeah.
prices. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. It's just personality wise, it's
Right.
much more complicated because a lot of those people back in Soviet Union, they were kind of growing up in families which were really like hardworking families. So they would like, you know, kind of disregard people who trying to kind of pay much less and
Mhm.
try to like, you know, tell them to get the hell out of there, and
Yeah.
in a bad way. Like here everyone is kind of nice, and they try kind of to tell you like, I'm sorry, I cannot do it. But if you go to Russian flea market, it's gonna be like someone gonna bash you, like they're gonna curse you out. And
Yeah.
you have to be ready basically, because people there already know. They're not there that they go to flea market and they don't know about it. They know. And if someone like goes there, for example, like Archie, for example, if he will travel to Russia right now and go to flea market and try to get some kind of cheaper stuff, I want to see that happen. Archie, I know. I mean, Archie, don't take it personal, man, but it's a much more complicated situation, guys, because a lot of those sellers with most of them with criminal backgrounds. So
So,
like
out of
they either were in jail, or they were in jail for a long time and they came out and just became resellers, and they have a lot of personality which is criminal. So
Yeah.
and
that's why it's much more complicated.
we're not even going to bring up the vodka that might be involved, right? They might have had a.
It's John. It's basically we're gonna talk about it. I mean, not on the live because it's like a lot of people won't understand the mentality of it because of how it worked. But like say in the beginnings, like in the early '90s, a lot of criminals basically they were running flea markets in Russia. So the way it worked, like if you wanted to set up at a flea market, for example, you had
Yeah.
to pay like criminals, like you had to pay him like a bribe. So
Mhm.
basically, you pay him certain amount of money. They ask you, if you don't pay them and you want to try to sell yourself, they're gonna come out with their people and they're just gonna burn down your table. I mean, it's not a joke. It happened. I mean, it's sincere. They will burn everything down. They're not gonna even talk to you. They're gonna beat you up. They're gonna burn it down. And there was no protection because, like, people, it's so much. It's just. I want to try to explain to you guys in the chat. It's a different mentality of how people were raised
Yeah.
in Russian Federation or former Soviet Union compared to people who were raised in the United States. It's a much bigger kind of gap in terms of mentality, understanding of how everything was done. A lot of hardworking families, a lot of families who had criminals sometimes in the families that were in jail, and that's why it's like that. And nowadays it's different because new generation kind of changed it up a little bit.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's
So
interesting.
Oh. Do
So
you
go ahead.
do you have any idea what the or if reselling in, let's say, Russia or where you're from, how big is the community? Is it as big as as popular as it is out here?
it was much bigger and still big because of way back in the day, me and my friends, even like when I was growing up in Tashkent, which was Uzbekistan, which is another part that some people in the United States kind of don't understand much, is that how is it possible that you are from Russia? I mean, you speak Russian, but you actually in like realistically you're not from Russian Federation, because if I tell someone I'm from Russian Federation, I'll be lying, because
Yeah.
I'm from Uzbekistan, which is a completely different country. So right now it's completely different. So way back in the day, we would set up like a table. When I was growing up, I was like 9. And we had people like older guys who were like 16, 17. They will give us like products to sell, like cigarettes, beer,
Yeah.
and like soda drinks like Coca-Cola, Pepsi. And we
Mhm.
would set up a table outside on the street and we will sell. They will give us the prices. And then
Yeah.
after the day is over, we had to get all the cash. Like it was only cash, guys. No credit cards, no checks, no
Yeah.
money orders. It was
Yeah.
straight cash. So we would have to put the cash. They would give us like a lock box with like code, and we would put the cash in there, and they would count. So if someone from the group of us who was selling would try to steal even 1 ruble, they will notice it, and you're gonna get punished
Yeah.
by neighborhood kids. So because it was like a tight neighborhood, you could not do that. They consider you like a thief right
Yeah.
away, and then they're not gonna do anything to you right away, but you're gonna be banned. You're
Yeah.
gonna they know that you're trying to steal from them, and
Mhm.
that's when those older kids, because they're older in age, they
Yeah.
will tell the younger kids to come and beat you up.
Wow.
They will not do it. They will
Yeah.
just get like 5 kids, and then when you come out from apartment building, they will come out and they will chase you and
Yeah.
try to kick you. Like I've seen it before. That's why it's like completely different mentality, guys, and it's just the way why it worked this way because of different types of I would say not just how parenting was back in the day in the Soviet Union, but how kids were raised. They were more like on guard
Yeah.
compared to kids nowadays who sit at home and play games on tablets and phones. It was
Mhm.
completely different situation. And all the kids when I was growing up were outside. So
Yeah.
you were growing in an environment where if you do something wrong with a group of kids from your neighborhood, you're gonna be like abolished. You're gonna
Right.
Right.
be banned basically, and then you're gonna get into a bunch of fights
Right.
constantly. So
Yeah.
So
yeah.
in eBay terms, they got throttled.
Um, I would say like I've seen John. Unfortunately, I don't want to discuss it on your live, guys. But there were people that were killed in front of me, also that I've seen, and
Oh.
I've seen it. Like I still have like remembrance of it. You know how it was because I was like 8 years old. But
Yeah.
they didn't mess around because of a lot of those kids that were growing up back then. They were all soldiers.
Right.
They all went to Afghanistan to war. They seen dead people there. They didn't care about like how you felt
Right.
about being like weak. You cannot be weak in that environment. They had to tell you basically that if you're gonna be weak, that's they're not gonna give you any type of things to sell even or try to get you into anything because
Yeah.
Wow.
they would know that most likely you're gonna go to say like I would say like authorities and
Mhm.
just tell something to them. You're gonna become a rat.
Right.
So
Ah,
they would kind of already see people like that and they will not let them in.
Wow.
wow.
I guess flipping is easy in the States compared to
And
where you're.
nowadays, I would say it's a little bit different because of a lot of those people from the 90s already have a lot of money, and whoever survived and didn't get killed during the time, during all those types of confrontations at flea markets between different. You have to understand, guys, each flea market back, like, sorry, for example, in Moscow, there were like different types of markets, which some of them were flea markets, some of them were just markets with like food. So they all different neighborhoods will divide who will take control of those flea markets. Those like were gangs.
Yeah.
Like gangs may have consisted of like 25 kids who were like from say age of 20 up to age of 30. So like they would name like a leader in a gang, and that leader basically had to control flea market people who like are resellers that will pay them, so they nobody gonna mess with them. So if someone wants to come over and mess with them regarding pricing or trying to steal, they will tell the leader of the gang those are the people, and then those people will get punished, and they will not let them anywhere near flea market anymore. So
Mm.
basically, it was kind of a martial law, and it's not even like a martial law, but it was more of a like you're at war in a way. But
Yeah.
people survived, and strong people survived, and it was different mentality. Right now, those people who survived are all rich. They're all
Yeah.
like controlling bunch of large
Imagine-
corporations. You
Yeah.
know.
Wow,
That's
interesting.
crazy.
Well, let's see what
Wow.
else we have here. We got Lissa says, howdy, flipping family. Good evening, beautiful Jenna, John, and dear friend Roman.
Hello, Lisa.
And I've got to just say this right now. We are a solid almost hour behind in the comments. So I may not get to every single one so far, but I'm going to do my very, very best to do that.
Christine, read Christine's.
Christina says, my teenagers call John the Bard guy and Roman the guy's either the awesome accent.
One of the worst accents in history, like my reseller, unprofessional reseller life.
Oh, God.
Got Tim Holcomb's with us. Thanks for being here.
Devon.
Devon's with us. I think she's on a limited basis, though. I didn't see her comment.
Yeah, I can't see. Yeah.
Here, I just had it.
I know
think
she's here.
no, she had to take someone to the airport apparently.
Oh.
So hello, Devon. I didn't see that comment.
Please drive careful.
Devon says Roman is a tech guy. Who knew?
I know, right?
Christine says I've been thinking of cross posting to Poshmark. It seems 90% of listings have stock photos. Is that expected on Posh? So let me ask you, Roman, do you cross list, or do you sell on Posh?
Yes, actually sold pair of jeans yesterday.
Okay.
on Poshmark. And I also cross list to Mercari. So.
Do you use stock photos?
No, never.
Okay.
It's like happened before, of course. I cannot lie about it. Even though it only happened before when I had like new in a box, like products, when I would go to Amazon and just type in a SKU number in there, and it's gonna come up with a product on Amazon with a stock photo. And in the past, sometimes I would put some in, but like I started not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
And then we got Tommy. Tommy's with us. Says no, Christine, they're just lazy, and if it's not a new item, you're taking huge risks for items not as described. Yeah. Guy Guru says I would think you would do better without stock photos if the competition almost use them.
Always use them.
Yeah. People want. I think a lot of people want to know that you're not a drop shipper and you have the product on hand. And Tommy says, I'm loving Roman's fresh 90s perm.
Yeah, Tommy wants the same kind of haircut. The only issue is his wife doesn't let him.
Is the Michael Landon look coming back into style?
Oh, boy.
Let's see. Got Fireball Flippers says, hey, Lissa.
Hey!
And we've got Biff says, haggling is a two-way street. If the other party doesn't want to engage, they don't have to. For that reason, I can't see how it could be taboo.
I agree.
So why do people make time to either make videos or to comment on videos saying, you ripped that guy off and can't believe that you would be so rude to offer them $10?
Because some people don't have a life, and that's just.
But actually, in reality, my thought about this situation will always be that there is gonna be content creators of different kinds.
Yes.
That since there is freedom of speech, guys, you can actually roast anyone you want, and you know how it is, unfortunately. And and what happens? Some of them take it, in my opinion, a little bit over the top. And that's why it gets to the point where it's kind of, in a way, not funny anymore, So in my opinion, I'll stay with that opinion, because I know there are gonna be more content creators that hate resellers, and most of them are, even like, I don't think if any of them are actual resellers or not, maybe part-time, but they're gonna always kind of have opinion about people. Resellers being cheap, and then they're gonna try to roast them and say, why wouldn't they pay that amount themselves to the seller, and just be upset about it, and make fun of them, to call them different stupid names, which is kind of childish, in my opinion. If you're grown man, why would you do that? It's kind of, it's just my opinion, guys. You can agree or disagree in the chat. but
But
it's gonna be more. They do it for the views,
Mhm.
like you would say, content creators that do reselling content, and they do it for thumbnails, and they just that's the way for them to get views and more subscribers.
no, I get it, and I just you said something about people say that how resellers are cheap. I think you got to have that frugal, cheap side of you because of the nature of the business. If you have a lot of overhead, if you have huge car payments, you have multiple car payments, if you have expenses here, expenses there, it becomes even more stressful to make reselling work. I think that you got to do what you can to limit your expenses, and that is going to make the pressure kind of go away.
And it's it. I mean, it's true. And unfortunately, like I said, John and Jenna, that there's gonna be many more coming out on the scene in the upcoming probably months, years, depending on how reselling business will go ahead in the future because it changes constantly. So I mean, the thing about it is, garage sales will always stay. Goodwill hopefully will always stay, and all those other places of sourcing. So I mean, there are gonna be people who are gonna watch content and they're gonna also comment. There are people who actually leave negative comments all the time on a lot of reseller content videos, and
Yeah.
resellers for that effect who are doing consistent uploads to their YouTube channel with their content, they have to kind of read all those negative comments and kind of have like a thick skin to kind
Yeah.
of get used to it more and just ban those people or take those comments off. And you guys most likely have done it also. So
Yeah,
it's like it's not never ending type of saga of this particular situation happening. And some of the YouTubers will come out and will make a video about this situation also when they get roasted and
Yeah.
say something about it. It's like normal type of defense in a way.
right.
Sometimes it helps. So
Yeah.
it's like criticism over certain things that are not true. If someone comes out and starts roasting you for something that's not true, then you have to come out and make a video about that particular content creator.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, why not? What are you
Yeah.
afraid of? What is he
Yeah.
gonna do to you? You cannot physically defend yourself against him, so you have to make a video about it.
Yes.
Well, there's always slander. You can sue the guy for slander. But
Exactly. Yeah, you can
Larry,
go.
yeah, Larry Way Out's with us. So thanks for being here, Larry.
Larry.
Let's see who else we got. Simply Shenanigans says, "Hey guys,"
Hey, hey.
and Larry Todd worked at Home Depot 4 years. Associates are empowered to offer discounts on the spot. Haggle at retail stores is a thing. Oh, interesting.
What?
I've never done that.
I've never done that.
But I'm not trying to resell anything from Home Depot either.
Well,
Fun.
you could.
I guess you could. Fun loving resellers says, if you are genuine, your negotiations where both parties are pleased with the deal, it is a great opportunity for future transactions. Building relationships are a key to my sourcing as I buy in bulk.
Absolutely.
So if you lowball the hell out of somebody, you may leave there feeling like you got a good deal, but chances are you're not leaving there with their contact information, right?
Yeah.
If you really, and you can kind of tell someone's like, they kind of feel like, oh, well, yeah, I guess I'll sell it to you for $5. It's like, but say no. No is also an option too. And I think just as people might feel like bad about saying no to someone offering a deal, they say yes because they feel pressured, I guess.
Yeah.
You can really sell down. How about this? How about the people that use this tactic, Roman? Someone that comes to you and says, I know you want $10 for that, but look at all the scratches on the back and look at how it's like not working properly here. Would you take $5? So they're trying to downsell your item to get you to come down in price. What do you think of that tactic?
If it's a garage sale or on eBay.
Both. Let's talk about you've done the flea market thing, right? So you have the perspective from a seller standpoint at one
No,
of those.
I will not come down.
Yeah. And it the idea, and I'm sure you've seen people who come to you say, it's not new in the package, or it's not, there's scratches on the back. You want 10, can you take 5? You seen that before?
I've seen it before, not at flea markets, to tell you the truth, like, because when I did flea markets, yes, I remember people will come in and like say like if it was some kind of, say for example, a computer part which had like one of the pins like missing. Some of the people were really picky, and they will take like those magnifying glasses and look through all the pins, and they will say, "Wow, there's a pin that's bent," and it's like a little bit bent. So they will say, "Can you like go down a little bit on the price because of that?" And I
Wow.
would say no, because there was like products that were back in the day. I mean, you would not find like certain models of certain computer parts, so there was no like discounts. I mean, we kind of learned it from other flea marketers, or like people who went to flea markets with their computer stuff, that there would be price set up already that is basically the price that they would sell for. So there would be no room for us to make the profit for certain things that we want to make, unless they want to buy quantity.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let me just shout out to Kent Daigle. He has the comment of the day. Really well thought out and good points made in
It
this
really
comment.
speaks volumes.
So thank you. Or you can wake up. Your hand has been on the keyboard, and you hit, but either way, I agree. Let's see. Who else do we have here? We got Shane, Soda City Flips. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, he already had to leave because his life started.
Oh, wow. Well, we tried. Mike. Hi, John and Jenna in chat. Hello, Roman. How are you, buddy?
Mike.
Remember Mike,
Mike,
right?
what's going on, man? Mike is a great dude.
Mike.
And Josh is really.
What does that say?
I have no idea. What does that mean to you? Does that mean anything to you, Roman? This is coming from Josh.
Yeah, that means how you doing? Как дела? I mean in Russian, which is how you doing.
What does that say? Cock.
Как-
I'm just trying to read it.
Dela. You're going to poop, but or not to poop, but it sounds like another word. Like we're not gonna say that
what-
word, guys.
Sounds like
So it's like cock. It's not like a cock, but cock.
It looks like Todd was trying to write an A and he couldn't. What is that?
I think after that Tommy run away.
Gosh. All right, let's move on. Let's see who else we got here. Trying to catch up. We got Spill Ford Pinto. Richard says hello, everyone. John, Jen, and Roman.
Hello.
Bill
Bill Miller.
Miller.
Romaine lettuce.
Romaine.
Archie says a lot of times people just want the stuff gone and the empty space, so they would give it for free.
Yeah.
We've had people that give stuff for free. It's like, wow, that's pretty nice of you, right? They just,
or you buy one item and they're like, oh, you pick up another one and you ask how much it is and they're like, I'll just take that. Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to get through the sidebar combos.
Wendy Foster.
Wendy Foster's with us. Says I think it's the pushy and obnoxious that people have a problem with. Haggling in general is the problem.
I agree with you, Wendy.
So what would you say? What would you say is over the line? What is say? I'm sure you've had this experience as someone that sold at the flea markets. What is an example of someone that has just gone too far trying to get a good deal?
In my opinion, there are like not a lot of people from my experience here in the United States with my dealings at flea markets that were really pushy about anything. And there were like maybe a few in the past that would get really difficult in terms of language sometimes, and they will get really upset and angry that you don't want to sell them a certain thing that for the price they want to pay, for example, and try to kind of for you to come down on the price, and then they will come like leave and say something like curse at you. I actually had it happen and I cursed back right away. I didn't take that crap. I just cursed back right away. You know, if they want to come out and fight me, no problem. You know, I'll fight them. I will go outside and fight with them. I mean, I don't take that kind of disrespect, you know, from people that kind of come out and just disrespect you.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody should.
You know,
we got Maya. Yeah, Maya says, Wendy, that's exactly it. I don't get that mad about a low ball, but when they keep harassing you and go to your other platforms to come at you, like what? Do you not understand the word no?
Yeah.
And yeah, I had that guy, the video I did today, where that guy with the helmet, and he was like, I mean, okay,
that guy needs a helmet.
Look, if you think it's not what I advertised, then okay, say, you know what, it's not what I thought it was, go away. But don't say, well, it looks like it's more of a youth helmet. Would you take 50? I mean, why do you want this helmet? Turns out this is a guy who sells the same kind of stuff anyway. He's probably wanting to get a good deal, and I don't mind it. And he almost got me to bite, but you know, I'm just trying to get rid of it at my price point. If you can resell it and make 3-4 times your money, I'm good with that. Yeah. Lisa says if they have time to do the comps and print it out, they should just sell it themselves. I see a printout at a sale, I just leave. It's pointless.
Absolutely, I agree 1,000%.
And it's like you're trying to extend your eBay items out on the street.
Yeah, you're trying to get away from having to take the time to list it and put in the work. And, you know.
Or they have it listed. They're just trying to cross-list out.
Cross-list
They're trying to cross-list out into their driveway, right?
Wow.
And they're trying to keep the same price points. And they have printouts, and they just don't have their return policy out there. Biscuit Butt says, I'm waiting for Roman's autobiography so he can read it to me.
I think Archie already left on a date.
That'd be a hell of a book if I bought Roman's autobiography on Audible, right?
Most likely, man. I'm gonna try to price it up a little bit. There is gonna be no negotiations.
We got LSGS Rob says, how's it going, Johnny Bag of Donuts? How's your sales been? What's the big change that you're going to make and implement this year for your business? Well, I mean, my sales are getting better than they were, say, 2 weeks ago. They're fairly strong. We had a pretty good sales weekend, and kind of collectively, right, getting the items out. So it isn't like my main store had a killer weekend, but if you add in the secondary eBay store, if you add in the Mercari Posh sale on Amazon, and just everything combined, kind of makes up, I think, for what would be a definite 10 to 20% slowdown if I just had it all in one store. Yeah. And, you know, talking to Archie, I said, you know, that's another benefit in theory, if we're talking eBay theory, that the second store is sort of another platform that I'm like pushing items to. If we talk about like, look, eBay is only going to let you sell X amount of items on your main store. Okay, fine. Well, then I have a secondary store, and there's a new threshold for that. So I'm kind of finding that that's helping me with sales a little bit. So how have sales been for you, and how is it working with having two stores instead of just having one?
It actually, I would say, you know, I never lie about stuff, and I would say my sales were not that great. I don't usually complain about, as you guys all know, most of you in the chat who have known me, I don't usually complain about any eBay glitches, eBay like Poshmark glitches, Mercari. I mean, if something doesn't sell, I know like that it is my fault always, because of the stuff that I buy to resell that is not something that people really need. I mean, most of the stuff that I try to list is lately actually I've improved a little bit because of sourcing opportunities. As you guys know, there is a lot of competition everywhere, not just in Cleveland, but there are a lot of resellers in different cities, states, and you get a lot of competition. So to run into certain things that have great sell-through rate is not that easy as it is kind of being put out sometimes on certain YouTube channels. I mean, it happens. I mean, there are a lot of people who put out content that they find constantly very good stuff to resell, and it sells for them. Maybe it's for the content, maybe it's true. I don't know. But lately, I would say like on average, I would like today, for example, I didn't have any sales yet, so nothing sold yet, guys, and it's truthful. Yesterday, I had 5 sales. So like day before Sunday, I think on the weekend it was not that.
We lost this video. See, guys, I can't. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Bro? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. My internet is already overreacting.
Yeah. It's not used to be you being live multiple times in a week.
I think the KGB's got your
They finally got to me. All those reseller haters from all those channels that roast other resellers.
Yeah.
Guys, coming soon to YouTube near you. Someone will roast me. announcement, guys.
I'm gonna put you on the spot right now, Roman. You on your live stream, you are nice enough to give away stuff, right? You give away stuff all the time. Where's my shirt, man? I want a shirt. Did you win something?
Yeah.
Actually, I did. You guys should have received it most likely. Did you guys receive the package I sent to you?
Oh, wait though. Before we answer this, John has not checked the mail in probably
a week.
Yeah. At least.
Yeah.
So we have to.
But I wanted to give you crap anyway. So
that's actually good. But I would say, like, I would agree sometimes, like, that it's a good thing sometimes to do giveaways, because you kind of, you want to be thankful for the viewers and people who come and support you consistently, and I thank them for that, and I'm not like, one of those glamorous YouTubers. I'm always gonna be kind of for, in my opinion, for my own sake, is that I'm always in between. We talked with Lisa about it. She was asking me once upon a time if I want to push the channel out a little bit more. I mean, if eventually, hopefully, if one of my videos goes viral, why not? If I'm going to make a certain amount of money from YouTube, why not? But I mean, it's a difficult type of, it's a lot of work. You have to be consistent. You have to put out content that people understand and watch with like understanding, not my mind, how it works. It's a little bit twisted in a way where I don't put out like something that I kind of look at certain channels. That's gonna be what sold, like pull the orders video, like going to garage sales video. And I tried it before. If you look at my channel's history, I did different ones. I did garage sales, estate sales, church sales. Like, it's just proper, in my opinion, proper way of doing it consistently. If you put out content that is similar in a way where YouTube may kind of try to push out your content to people. And that, in my mind, it's going to be very difficult for me to accomplish with the way with my mind works. I kind of very, very bored with similar things.
Yeah.
Well, we got Ford Pinto Picker. I'm not sure if there's any relation to Richard.
Pinto Picker.
This could be Richard's like brother.
Is that Richard's backup account?
I don't know. But thanks for being here with us. If you're not, I apologize. Let's see. Biscuit says Roman's face and the light above his head blends in perfectly. Get a 10.
Wow. Hey, I think Archie's in. He can't talk much crap about it because he's on the pale side too.
Yeah, not just the pale side. He needs to get some sunburn.
Andy's so I don't know. Andy's sleeping or what? What's that about?
Andy's sleeping.
Okay. Desi's boho flamingo.
Well, hello.
It's fine as long as it's respectful.
Agreed.
Right? Yeah, I think. You don't want to end up in a situation like at the yards or the flea market that Roman grew up with, right? Where you insult the guy and now they're
now they've got a hit on you.
Yeah. Robert says you always make your money during the purchase. Nothing wrong with finding deals. Yes, but I've always said this. I think I said this in your chat. I think the folks that complain about that don't do well at that part of the game themselves, and would do better instead of getting mad and hateful to maybe even watch some of these videos where they're at a yard sale and they're working a deal. I'll give you an example of a really good guy to watch, and that would be Art of Resell. He'll go in and say, hey, how much you want for this? They'll say $10, and he'll be like, okay, $10. And he'll either, if it's kind of high in his mind, he'll put it aside and he'll make a bundle. And I'm telling you, almost every time he comes away with a lot better deal than if he just tried to negotiate for that one item. Let's see. Jovial says, now eBay is waiting a full 24 hours to list my items, 100% TRS. Anyone else? So top rated seller waiting 24 hours to list your items. I would maybe try to do this. I don't know if you're listing on the app or the PC. Maybe try to list on the other one. If you're listing on the PC, try the app. If you're listing on the app, try the PC and see if that changes anything. We got Mikey Bags of Money says, hello, John, Jen, and Roman. So we were with Mikey at, I forgot the name of the tavern, but we on last Tuesday went to meet up with Sonny, and it turned out to be like a little mini local reseller get together.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of, see, that's the thing about it, John. I wanted to mention, you guys in Vegas, you guys got like a community of YouTubers there that are like doing content consistently, like Sonny, Art, Archie Biscuit Butt, Mikey Bags of Money. And you got like a community where you guys actually meet up there, and you have like decent channels, like, I mean, already with a lot of subs. So it's like very unusual here in Cleveland. In Cleveland, it's like maybe I think in a vicinity right now, because I don't know who else. I tried to research. There is no one else except me. So, I mean, that's like with the channels that kind of not even at 1,000 subs, but still like kind of putting out some kind of content. I tried to research and I cannot find anyone close here in Cleveland area. Even east side, west side, I tried, no one. See, in Vegas, you guys got a lot of resellers with like channels which have a lot of subs, so it's like, not bad.
Yeah.
But didn't someone just comment earlier that they're in Cleveland and they need some help? So I think you found a friend.
Yeah, guys, I finally found someone.
And on the screen, smoke those Russian stoves.
Yeah, Reno is here. Reno is from Cleveland. I know Reno. And Reno is always here. You guys can see him in the chat. He's in Cleveland. He's a reseller. And he used to actually be in Bearded Picker Lives a lot in the past with Steve. So I've met Reno many times. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he is a good reseller.
You don't get too many people named Reno that live in Cleveland, right?
No. That's the only Reno I know. Sorry, Reno. I know only one.
No One Design Ken says, this is clickbait. I clicked on how to get my mail delivered to me correctly, and Roman popped up.
Right away with the fraud.
And Desi likes to, she was taught to ask, is this your best price? Not to throw out numbers. Because I think when you throw out numbers, you can run the risk of A, insulting the person, right? Or B, maybe if they were thinking $2 on that $10 item, like this is the lowest I'll really go, and you go $5, they're like, yeah, I'll take $5.
Yeah.
You might have lost some money on that deal. Speaking of Reno, hey Roman, Great Ohio Internet. Yes.
Where's Reno? Yeah, and actually I forgot, we got another one, Steve Alcorn, who is always a guest on Wednesdays, most of the time in the mornings. On Wednesday was Bearded Picker with Scott. Steve Alcorn, one of his co-hosts. He is also from around here, actually, not that far away from me. So that's how I actually met Reno. Is that through Steve, because Steve originally actually already knew Scott before I even started my YouTube channel. So Steve Alcorn is another one from here, that has YouTube presence. So
okay. We have No One Design says, pro tip, when you want to go to a Russian flea market, dress like John Wick, aka
Baba Yaga, which is like one of the that's actually, if you guys want to look it up, we're not gonna have enough time here on the live to discuss who Baba Yaga is, but that's like one of those fairy tale like folk stories that are from way back in Soviet Union. They created this character who is like an evil grandma, and they called her Baba Yaga, which is basically she had like a big nose, and you have to see it. Basically, it's hard for me to explain, but there are a lot of characters that were created through different like old story tales and stuff like that I was growing up on. So when I was a little kid.
Is that it? Is that her?
Yeah, that's exactly her. Yeah. But there are more, Jenna. You have to type that kind of stuff into YouTube, and Google, you're gonna see a bunch of different characters come up from those stories, and they were like very like famous. I mean, even now, kind of with newer generation kids, they kind of know who those characters are. But
Wow.
when I was growing up, because I was born in '78, I mean, those were the characters I used to watch, like different, movies with them and stuff like that when I was growing up. So it was interesting.
We got Robert says Levi jeans used to be a month's wage in Russia.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, that's true. Not just Levi jeans. Actually, back in Soviet Union, they didn't allow any type of brands from either Europe or United States, like very good brands. They were not allowed since they were communists.
Yeah.
And if someone would get a hold of it from Europe or United States and sell it, man, they would become instantly rich. Those
Wow.
people right away they would be rich. Like, and say it would take them probably maybe a year, and they will be very rich if they would get a hold of any type of name brand clothing, any type of like vinyl records, any type of like media, like CDs and stuff like that that was not allowed by communists to be in Soviet Union, and that was sold on black market.
Wow.
So it's not like that anymore, though, of course, right?
No, now they got fake stuff like in China, man. They're like, I mean, they make even better fakes than China, I think, in my opinion. You can make some better fake stuff. I mean, but way before in the 80s, late 70s, yes, it was like very like you had to be like you had to know people to actually buy that stuff. You had to find out who sells it. It was like drugs, like
Yeah.
illegal drugs. So it's I mean, and it was illegal. So if they would have found out you're selling it, that's it, man. You're gonna go to jail for the rest of your life, and they're gonna beat you up in jail. So you're never gonna come out.
Oh no.
Wow.
Got Lisa. I think this was a little while ago. We had 100 and we're over 140 plus 150 now. Hit the like button, guys. You get your sale within the next 24 hours. I don't know why or how it works. It just works.
Yeah.
Has that worked for you, Roman?
For me, nothing works.
On his live, we say
It doesn't matter if someone hits the like button. I still don't get. Nobody gets any sales, and I don't get any sales.
we tell Roman on his live, if you hit the like button, you're going to get a return in the next 24
Guys,
hours.
but if you hit the like button on our live with Lisa, guys, hopefully our channel will grow. So don't forget. in 10 years, guys, if we get roasted by another YouTuber, maybe we'll get more subs.
Big Grace says, hi, John and Jen. And I've been getting appliances. Power went off during the storm in the neighborhood. Washer and dryer, microwave, stove died. They were old and giving out already. Now I owe cons like 7 G's.
Oh man.
Wow. They have a cons out here. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, cons. I mean, if all names you're going to name
I know.
a Best Buy knockoff, you're going to name it as a con. I don't want anyone conning me.
Yeah.
But
that sucks. Well, hopefully you're able to get everything repaired.
Soda City Flips says John and Jenna didn't know they were signing up for a 4-hour live show tonight. No. I'm not a guest. I'm the host.
We're gonna be here all night.
Let's see. Yeah, I've never been invited on your show, but if I was invited on your show, I would be like very comfortable. I'd have the pillow, I'd have the blanket.
Food. You will have some drinks, some food.
Let's see. Geiger says, dang, John, you say flipping ain't easy here.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I know. If you know what you know, right? You don't know what you don't know. Paul Rose says, I've never seen John so quiet.
In his life.
It's very rare when he gets quiet. He's either listening to Roman or he's sleeping.
And Richard says, watching in 3 different accounts, smashing that like button.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
Now, I'm just curious, though. Does Richard really have a Ford Pinto? Because nobody wants a Ford
He used
Pinto.
to, actually. I think he changed the car, but he left his channel with the same name. Atni Drop, guys. Say it fast. Atni Drop Flips.
Still Ford Pinto. Biscuit Butt says, no one, how it's the Russians anyway. It is the Russians anyway taking over.
Always
taking over. Big Dre says January sales were up 175% from last year, but February sales have slowed down. Maybe next week will be better. Yeah, it's just you're gonna hit like a roller coaster. Some days are gonna be.
We had a really dry January.
You know what? Actually, what was recently, for some reason, I actually had 2 returns, and both returns, both buyers opened return requests where they selected doesn't work or defective reason, and put in the comments both times that one of them bought a photo frame from me, picture frame, and he put down in the comments doesn't work at all. And then I got it back on Saturday, and I connected it, and it works absolutely fine. No issues whatsoever. And now basically what I wanted to do is I will go through eBay for Business because you know how it is. They put the ding on your account if they open up doesn't work or defective, unless you're a top rated seller, which they told me in the past, and you offer free returns, then it doesn't ding you, I guess. But if they keep lying like that, it's just, consistent lying that product that you sold doesn't work and you get it back, it works. And I had it 2 of them actually. I had a photo frame, and then today I got a DVD back, which actually was a decent DVD. It was not one of those cheap movies. It was a DVD that was rare, and the buyer put in the comments also doesn't work or defective, and then they put like specifically where on which scene, or you know how DVDs are where you can select a scene in a chapter and watch it from there, and they put in a return window, like in the comments, where it is, and I put it in, watched it there, and it works absolutely fine. So both
they need to clean their DVD player out.
Exactly. That's like sometimes you'll get those 2 returns that are basically where buyers are just lying, and not well. One of them was a DVD. Most likely they had a dirty like a laser or whatever it is in their player. But the one was photo frame. It was kind of right away. I thought it probably gonna be a situation where he's trying to either do the scam or bait and switch, because he bought it before Christmas and he opened the return request almost like 2 days before the return window has expired. So that's why I had a feeling most likely it's gonna be something kind of interesting. Maybe a rotten food will arrive.
Maybe you'll get some meatballs.
Don't ask for that. No. That's happening to Kevin out there. He's having some problems with those people. So we got Noah Design says, okay, it is official. Roman is the king of the monologue. John, you're an amateur next to Roman.
No, John actually does a great job, and John with just how they talk to audiences and discuss things proper way. In my opinion, it's one of the best lives where you can actually learn something and have questions, and both of them have great knowledge about things. So guys, don't hesitate. If you want to ask something in lives about any type of platforms, about issues with eBay glitches or anything, I think that's the best life. And Power Hour Podcast also. And Josh Galt. Josh Galt is another one.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We got Jerry Johnson's in the house as I just got here. Thanks for being here. Shane's got to go. He's got some things to do with his show.
Well, he has
a live. Big Dre says, bought a 1949 hardwood Syracuse National NBA jacket yesterday for $25. Comp show between 300 and 500. Wow. Good deal on that. And you bought it on a Sunday. That means that they probably had that out on Saturday and Sunday and nobody grabbed it.
Wow, that's crazy.
Marianne says, hello again. Well, hello.
Well, hello, Marianne.
Larry Way Out says, evening, John. Thanks for being here. We got John Red Relics. Wants to know if your sales are still strong. And I price my items based on the condition. So if you're trying to get more money off based on condition, I've already considered that into the price. Mm-hmm. What is a tip that you have, Roman, for just maybe something that you like to do that you find that helps your sales? Is it, just one thing? What's the one thing that you believe in that helps your sales?
I think that still, like in my opinion, that things that always, from the experience that I had already for many years, is that if I find something definitely with really, and that's one of the things, of course, with a good, very good sell-through rate. I would not say it's like has to be 100%, at least like maybe 50, and it's a sought after type of product that will sell much faster, in my opinion. And most of you in the chat who have done it, who have done reselling for a while, will agree with that. But also, I'm very ADHD, or like whatever it's called. Like I'm very specific on like what I usually do. If there are certain imperfections in any type of product, I always try to be very specific on condition, and I always put it in a like in a condition of describing uh, most. If I find, I mean, I find it like all the time, but like I try to disclose a lot of like things, even like to the smallest thing that is possible for me to kind of disclose just in case. And it helps my sales also in a way, because I mean, I had people who reached out after they bought something from me with like defects, or like with like say closing with even some holes, or some electronics with scratch marks, and like discoloration, and all types of imperfections. And they would actually tell me in a message, thank you for being upfront on disclosing all those imperfections. And I had this happen many times, because I mean, people kind of said that they bought something before from someone else, and it was not in a condition where how it was described in a description that people who read it actually. And they kind of told me that in a message and left me positive feedback about it. So like that's what I'm trying kind of always to be specific on things. But in my opinion, guys, the best way, and you've heard it before, like on a live here and other lives, that definitely products with good sales rate, which are not that easy to source, in my opinion. It's kind of easy when you look at YouTube content of certain content creators, how they go out and find really great stuff that sells for like amazing money. It's not glamorous as it is, believe me, because I mean, what you're looking at sometimes is misleading. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to actually work on proper sourcing, guys. I mean, and I always said it before, if you try to buy, like I like to buy media which is basically useless, and I did it before because media was one of the things that I love to sell. And
Yeah.
nowadays, actually, I'm trying to stay away from it, except vinyl records, and sometimes I find some obscure DVD movies which are really rare. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I started to kind of only look for.
Right.
Other stuff I don't, and still, I got a lot of crap in my store that I kind of still trying to kind of take out, or maybe drop the price because I do sales. Sometimes I'll do 50% off, sometimes 20% off. I send offers to buyers constantly, and I do all those things, guys, that you've heard about on this live. And it sometimes it helps, and some days I will have like one sale, you know.
Well, I hope you haven't done all the things that you've heard in this live. We've heard a lot of stuff on this live, so I hope not. But
No, man, I thank you for that, guys, because like you get a lot of people like with great advices, so even in the chat, and you get a lot of opinions about things, and definitely people with a lot of experience in reselling who have sold on different platforms, they know specifically like if they take, in my opinion, photos and titles are very important. Also, if you put certain things in the titles that will help it sell, for sure. Photos very important, especially with closing, which I have not done a great job with because I just I'm too lazy to do that. I just do the closing in different places. I take photos in different places. It
Yeah.
doesn't sell that fast because people with great photos, better than yours, will have an opportunity to sell it much faster,
yep,
and it's not gonna even reflect the price. If they
I
got if they got great photos of the products that shows it very good, some of that stuff you don't even need to disclose sometimes in a description or condition.
Yeah. Roman, do you ever go outside of your area to source? Like go take a drive and make a day of it?
Yes, I actually have done it last year a couple times. This upcoming spring, I'm planning on going south because the thing with Cleveland's not. I mean, there are gonna be garage sales here in Cleveland, of course, but we got so much competition. People don't realize it sometimes. It depends on where you live. Like if you live like in a city where there are not so many resellers close by, it's one thing. You can get like certain things available at thrift stores, church sales, garage sales, estate sales. So it's easier to kind of sort through things and find decent things. But in
Yeah.
Cleveland, there is a large community of resellers who don't have any YouTube presence, any social media, and I see them all the time. Not just
Yeah.
at the Goodwill Beans, with vintage kits, but also around garage sales, estate sales, and other places. So they actually kind of, it's a competition, guys. It's like all peachy when we talk about it, but in reality, all resellers are competition in a way because
Absolutely.
we're all looking to resell stuff. We're looking to find things to resell, and same stuff that I'm looking for example, at Goodwill Beans, there are gonna be 3 more resellers that come there and look for the same exact thing. So
Yep.
you kind of have to be fast. If you want to go get that stuff, grab it right away. And that's what I see all the time, guys. It's not like
Yeah.
you see at
That's
videos
the
of
way it
garage
is
sales.
here too. You know, we've got Art, we've got Sunny, we've got, you know, all these other guys that are out there, and John will even tell you just I don't know if it was a couple months ago, John went out to go yard sailing, and he knew that Sunny had, or no, Art had been to the sale before him, because later on we saw Art's video and we saw John walking in the background. You know, so
Yeah, and he took all the good stuff before I got there.
Yeah,
But
we got, for example, I would say right away, if you, I always kind of will be with that opinion. If you want to do garage sales, guys, if you're one of those resellers that loves to do garage sales, you better be at certain sales first.
yeah,
Like, because I mean, if you're not gonna get there first, forget it. I mean, I already experienced it many times. People who put out advertising for electronics, video games on Facebook at their garage sales, or just at a yard sale map app. Like, if you look at it and search and find certain garage sales where they post what they're gonna have, if you're not gonna be there at 6 in the morning, forget it.
forget it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's gonna be nothing left.
so let me say thank you real quick. We got a couple people I want to shout out. 601 Roliz 3NP $1.99 super chat. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Very, very much. Appreciate that. And then we have No One Design. Ken says, John, I found on Amazon a mute button for streaming live without letting your guests find out. It has a 4.5-star rating. I'll send you a link.
Actually, that's actually funny. Ken can do that, guys. Ken knows what's up.
Is awesome. Let's see. We have
Luba's here.
Lag says, Mom says hi.
Lag's here.
And Luba says hi, John and Jenna.
And Priveta, she's Russian. She has a Russian first name and Russian last name. So her name is Luba Chipakova. That's in Russian.
I can't do that.
Chipakova, which is basically, I have to teach you. Next time we're going to meet up, guys, I'll teach you some Russian letters.
You should. It's funny because my grandmother was Russian. She's so it's my grandma's mom. So my great grandmother was full Russian, and then obviously I am a portion of that. But my grandma didn't know a lick of Russian, and she couldn't even understand her own mother at times. It was crazy. So
Tammy, looks like everyone's having fun. Love it. Yes, we do try to have fun. And Roman is, I don't think I've ever seen Roman upset. I mean, I think I have, but he was on the phone with FedEx.
He was on the phone with FedEx.
Yeah, that story was just very unusual, and I've never seen it happen 2 times in a row. That was the first time ever in history that I actually had this happen with anything.
Yeah.
So we got Ricardo Milan says, is there any way to offer free shipping but charge shipping if it's multi-quantity order? I'm selling pressure washer hoses. No, not really. You can't. Build it into your price. So let's say it costs you $5 to ship one. I don't even know how much the hose costs, but let's say that maybe you're into it for $5. Instead of selling it for $15 plus shipping, you decide to do $20 free shipping. Well, you have the shipping built in there, and again, it's a pressure washer hose, so it's probably a lot heavier than.
We just sold one of those today, and
that was a pressure washer whole thing.
That was
a whole like wand extension thing. It
yeah.
wasn't a hose.
Oh, it wasn't the hose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sammy Hall says, I've enjoyed it. Really funny and interesting. Great guest. Yes, Roman is a genuine guy.
Yes,
and,
he is. And he gives good hugs.
He'll tackle you. You can even
Sometimes.
Tammy says, my grandpa would always say, is that the best that you can do? He was adorable, and they would almost give it to him.
Aww.
We got Paul Rose on eBay. My favorite question is, what's the least you'll take? It's like saying, how deep will you cut your own throat? Who's got it? And you know what? But you can always just say, draw a line and say, this is the best that I'll do. And I'll if I get lowballed, I'll come back and say, between my cost and fees that I have to pay on the sale, this is the best I can do. And please understand that I don't, like some sellers on the platform, I don't haggle, and I just don't do that. And generally, people will either never come back with an offer, or maybe they'll say, okay, fine, and they'll agree to it. I got Larry Todd says, haggling is fun. Never give full price. Never give full price. Always either put it down if they're not willing to come down to your price. Now, let's say full price is still profitable. Then, last resort, then take the deal. Meg's with us. Says, hey, kids, good to see a little bit of unprofessionalism going into this channel.
Finally, yeah, exactly.
Professional. We've got Pete.
Got the goat.
That's right. He's been watching. Hopefully, Pete's been having a good time with us today.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, Pete understood what I was saying today.
He's got AI translating it as we go. Amazon Seller 99 says, eBay execs have executed a DDoS attack. Uh-oh. I don't know if that's...
I don't know what that is.
I know that means the denial of service. So they overload the system with commands, and it shuts down the whole system. That's what a DDoS.
I hope that's not true.
I hope it's not true either, but I just got a message from somebody asking me about an item, so I think it was just a joke. Maya says, yeah, Paul, I started just not replying because those people tend to be the ones you go on other platforms to spam me.
Yeah. SSK promo.
Says, hey, Ping. Well, hey.
Well, no, it's if you went up higher.
Did I miss it?
Yep.
Oh, everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being here. And then we got Paul says, Maya, yes, you made me remember I did that once too. And once I also said more than you probably pay. So I've bitten twice. Tampa Bay Picker says, hi all. Sorry tuning in late.
Hello,
Better
Tampa Bay.
Late than never. And then Grateful Dad, ATX's new podcast incoming. Haggling ain't easy. As resellers, how many of us have accepted offers even when our best offer isn't an option in the listing? There was nothing wrong with haggling, in my opinion.
Yes,
it's part of the deal. Jason Byers says, a listing takes 24 hours to go active if there's a word in the title that flags the system. For instance, just listed Winchester hunting coveralls, and that took 24 hours due to Winchester being a gun brand. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's interesting. Some of the things that you'll learn, or maybe ivory, right? Maybe it's a color ivory, like off-white color,
yeah.
But they think, is this guy trying to sell like a tusk or something like that?
Yeah.
Let's see. Big Dre says, I replaced all the appliances at cons, got rid of the damn stuff. Really nice too. I got a washer and dryer that have a shoe dryer, which is great for cleaning shoes. Wow. I need one of those. What happened? Oh, I have another one?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are just crazy. Okay, here's one for you, Roman.
Yes.
What does that say? What does that say?
He says, спасибо, Роман, у меня 4 продажи, пока ты говорил, which translates to, thanks, Roman, I had 4 sales since you started talking.
You know what? Now, was that was that like the auto tune, or was that actually the accent?
Auto-tune.
Oh, okay. Anytime picker.
What the heck?
What are you doing? You're supposed to send a super chat.
Yeah.
Cover treasure hunters. AFA fam listening while getting my cardio in for the day. Yeah. I need to get some
That's what
cardio.
we talked about that earlier.
But I'm not going to buy another machine like we did 2 years ago, and it turns out to be a clothes hanger.
No, it won't. I'm not going to put it in there in the bedroom.
Shirley's with us. Shirley Odunze, I think that's right. Says, hello, John, Jen, and Roman. I want to know, is there any way to fight a defect on your account that's past the 90-day line? Probably not, because they lose all the data for that, and they can't even look at the listing anymore.
Yeah, maybe the only option is to try maybe eBay for Business on Facebook, but I don't think they're gonna do anything about it.
Too old.
So we have 140-ish people watching right now, and Roman really is like very close. He is up to now 920 subs, and so do me one favor, hit the like to get your sale, but go and sub to his channel. That would be really cool to do. Roman's a great guy. And that would be really cool if you guys can do that.
921.
Okay.
Let's go, guys.
Maya says, I think they need to rank buyers the same as ranking sellers. If a buyer opens more INADs than other buyers, they get restricted. Rank them compared to their peers. I agree. But eBay will do nothing to hurt the buyer and get them to leave the platform. I would see them doing something like that if, things were great, right? So buyers were just, eBay was just, what's a good word? Awash full of buyers, the bad one. But full of buyers and didn't have a problem of them losing their buyers quarter over quarter. They may, they might take a stance like that. But until that happens, they're going to just roll over for buyers. And we need the buyers. I get it, but we don't need those kind of buyers. Lag is looking for 500% sell-through rate on items. And
1,000%.
Your beard, I think so. Maya says, LMAO, I had an INAD open once for a bra. The buyer said I wear a medium, and this is too small, not size medium. LMAO, as if that's how sizing works. Wow. Phil 5 Dime says, hi, Lissa, hope you're well.
Hello,
and,
Phil.
We'll say hello to you as well. Thanks for being here and just kind of getting through the sidebar, but we're almost pretty much caught up. Let's see. I guess Lag's taking a challenge and has to run mom's home. Okay. Larry Todd says, I asked the world's largest gold silver online dealer for a discount. They said no, but hey, never hurts to haggle. Yeah. I mean, how did you find out about the Home Depot deals? Well, you work there, right? But, how does a customer find out?
Exactly. Nobody knows unless you ask. I mean, honestly, I would have never thought to ask for a discount.
Yeah, I would like to have a discount on that. No, that's not happening on taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never happened.
Jerry just subscribed, so thank you, Jerry.
Yay! Thanks, Jerry.
Appreciate it very much, guys.
And then Undercover Treasure Hunters, video liked and sub to Roman's channel. Thank you very, very much.
I appreciate it.
We're very close to the 2-hour mark. I'm sure this is the shortest live that you've ever been on.
I know.
But I want to thank you. And I call you my friend. So thank you, my friend, for being on this channel. Thank you for being the person that you are. Really genuine. You laugh at everything. And I think more people need to take that stance of, you know what, this life we have is too short. And if we get upset at the small things, and I get it, I'm bad. I'll get upset and bothered at things, but we just got to look at it for what it is and laugh it off. And I think you're a great example of that. And I just want to thank you not only for being here, but for being who you are. And I want you to tell us before we go, tell us, again, whatever you want the audience to know, and send them over to your channel. If you can do that for me, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. Once again, John and Jenna, great people. I met them at the reseller rally. We talked, we drank, we partied a little bit. And there were other resellers there, of course, who partied, but had a lot of fun. And meeting you guys, it was awesome. And I really appreciate you inviting me on this live. And for everyone who subscribed, guys, I really appreciate it. Like I said, it's kind of an interesting fact that I started my channel kind of already 3 years ago, but I didn't put a lot of work into it, which is truthful, and I still don't. I kind of trying to put out a video here and there, and I actually was planning to put one out today, but it's still uploading for some reason. Some kind of glitch, guys. So eBay glitch again. So hopefully tomorrow it's gonna get uploaded. It may sound it's gonna be like a clickbait title, but it's my humor, guys. As I said like before, all the videos that I'm gonna put out there is gonna be looks like a thumbnail with a clickbait, but in reality it's not gonna be that. I mean, it's just my way of how I do the videos. It's kind of weird compared to a lot of other content creators.
Yes, and I've put a link, guys. If you're watching in the live right now, the link to Roman's channel is there. So go check it out and hit that subscribe button and join us because he's trying to build his viewership on his Saturday lives. He does a live 5 p.m. Pacific. 8
Saturday night, unprofessional, guys. Very unprofessional. Hopefully eventually it's probably gonna be semi-professional. But at 8 p.m. Eastern time, guys, Saturday night, me and Lisa, and we currently have guests coming on every Saturday, and we really appreciate it also. And it's fun time. Hopefully people enjoy it. I don't know. It's kind of a weird type of life, but
Yeah.
and basically it's kind of awesome to be like to just talk to people in reselling community, you know. And I like to talk to different types of people, and I met people from reselling community also, so it's kind of fun for me.
Yeah, it's very rewarding. These kind of shows, it seems like a lot of work, but really it's not. If you enjoy what you do, it's not work at all. So again, thank you, Roman, for being here, and thanks everyone. And just to send you guys away, remember, when you're out and about sourcing, it's the best deal you can get. You should not allow your feelings to get in the way. This is how we win at the game. Source as low as you can and sell as high as you can. It'll always be that way. And the people that are more successful will do both things, the buy and the sell properly. But figuring all that out is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. And have a great rest of your week. And we will talk to you again on the next live stream, Friday. That's 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Take care, everyone.
Right, guys. Thank you. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.